Hey everyone, James Azar here with CyberHub Engage. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. We're getting through this together, folks. We're getting through this together. It's a new norm for us. It's a challenge. It's a global challenge. A lot of talks about deglobalization, yet we're dealing with a global challenge where everyone is working from home no matter where they are in the world. I have friends in Israel, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, Germany, Britain. All of us chit-chatting from our homes as we work. And so welcome to today's daily cyber briefing. As I stated, it is Wednesday, March 18th, 2020. And here are our headlines today. Again, we're going to focus on things that we can do to secure our lives. We're really not going to go down the deep end and create panic. Life goes on. No matter what challenges we get through as a human race, we've always overcome this. In Hebrew, there's a saying that says, "Avarnu et paro, gam na'avor et ze," meaning we've been through Pharaoh and we'll also get through this. And it's a saying that we always say when things are rough, and we'll say it more these days than before. So let's get into our headlines today with an APP bank fraud that's costing consumers over £1 billion in the UK. Human traffickers are now still recruiting victims online, and in this period of time, they are in overdrive. The U.S. Commerce Department shares tips on securing our virtual meetings, and Adobe fixes 9 critical vulnerabilities in Reader and Acrobat. So for all of you guys working remotely, please patch. I'll have a patch song for you guys soon enough. And now let's get into our daily cyber briefing brought to you by our friends over at Get Smart Eye Technologies. And make sure you check them out at getsmarteye.com for their innovative application that is going to be changing lives very, very soon. And now let's get into the first story of the day, where financial institutions could have prevented hundreds of millions of pounds worth of fraud over the past 3 years by implementing a simple payee checking service online, according to a consumer rights group. They estimate that 1.1 billion pounds have been lost to bank transfer fraud since 2017. And in these cases, a scammer posing as a trusted entity tricks the victim to transfer money to a bank account under their control, known as an authorized push payment fraud. Because the victim has technically initiated the payment, up until recently, they have had no way to claim these funds back. However, things are changing now. Most UK bank users now receive a warning notice when making payments online, reminding them to check the details of any payee they're transferring money to. This is to be followed by a new confirmation of payee initiative, whereby customers will receive a pop-up warning if the name of the payee doesn't match the bank account details entered by the customer. However, there's frustration by the glacial pace of its implementation, with the system originally meant to go live in July of last year, and it's now only slated to go live at the end of this month, all things willing, and not all lenders will be forced to implement this method as well. Only 6 of the largest banking groups are being forced to sign up to the COP, and there's even a chance that some won't meet the new deadline. The consumer rights groups claimed that as much as £320 million in bank transfer fraud could have been prevented if such a system were put in place back in 2017. It should be noted that UK Finance estimates APP fraud at £354 million in 2018, the most recent year for which figures are available. In 2019, there are no figures yet. Again, bank fraud, financial fraud remains a key. This period of time, with all of us working remotely, expect to see more of this as people try to take advantage of people working remotely, of not being in the office next door. So check things. No one's going to get upset with you checking and double checking and triple checking. Pick up the phone, get on the Slack channel, WhatsApp, however which way you guys communicate outside of email, to verify specific transactions you get through email. Simply replying to the email to confirm. It could be the hacker, the criminal on the other side, taking advantage of our willingness to want to be super productive in this period of time to help our employers maintain business. So double and triple check, set some standards. If you're not in cybersecurity, reach out to your CISO, ask them about different placeholders you guys can do for this specific event. Furthermore, if you don't have a CISO, reach out to us here at CyberHub Engage. We'll be happy to help and give you some tips free of charge. We just want to be good global citizens at this period of time. And now to another story where human traffickers are still recruiting fresh victims via social media and online dating platforms, according to a new warning issued by the FBI. In a public service announcement delivered yesterday, the FBI warned the public to be wary when arranging to meet someone they have met online or in person. Human traffickers use the lure of sex, romance, and increasingly of employment to ensnare online victims, setting up fake dates and making what appears to be legitimate job offers. At this period of time, we here at CyberHub Engage have actually spoken to several friends at the FBI. We've also spoken to several people who are fighting as their life mission human trafficking. Over the last week, we've seen an uptick in fake profiles and people approaching children who are at home at this period of time, alone, away from their friends, spending more times online, playing games, interacting with different applications. And so they are stepping up their efforts to recruit people for human trafficking. There is a definite spike in this. So for all of us at home with our kids, let's talk to them now more than ever. Let's ensure that we're monitoring what they're doing and who they're speaking with, and talk about human trafficking and talk about things sounding too good to be true online, or someone who's just their soulmate per se. As a lot of these scams work, they target men and girls from the ages of 12 and above. And it's a really big deal here in the States. I know Dave McCleary here locally in Georgia has done amazing work on human trafficking. You can reach out to Dave and ask him about that. But now is a great time to talk to your kids. Also talk to people who you work with. We talked yesterday about confidence scams and romance scams. This period of time, they're bound to increase. These criminals don't rest during these times. They're stepping up their efforts to take advantage of those who are in it. And we move to our next story, and one that's really, really important for a lot of us, as the NIST today shared a number of measures that should be taken by remote workers to prevent eavesdropping and protect their privacy during virtual meetings while working from home during the current situation we're in. Jeff Green, the director of the National Cybersecurity Center of Excellence at the NIST, said that if virtual meetings are not set up correctly, former coworkers, disgruntled employees, or cyber criminals might be able to eavesdrop. Using some basic precautions can help ensure that your meetings are an opportunity to collaborate and work effectively, and not the genesis of a data breach or other embarrassing or costly security or privacy incidents. I am going to post some of those recommendations here on the screen so you guys can see those and not my face. Green suggests taking advantage of your conferencing software's built-in security features, as well as suggestions provided by their developers to boost virtual meeting security. The director recommends considering multi-factor authentication whenever available, and to make use of a dashboard to keep a close eye on your meeting attendees. Limiting the reuse of meeting access codes and enabling notifications of attendees joining in, that annoying ding that we all absolutely dislike, are very, very, very useful. And if you are working on a conference call sharing sensitive information, there's also one more thing you guys can do with that, and that is using a dashboard feature so you can see all attendees, maybe making it a video conference and not allowing anyone to join in by voice, not making it a dial-in, just sharing a link so people can join in, using unique pins or passwords for specific meetings where you're sharing sensitive information, and so much more. Again, you can see these recommendations on the screen. For those who are listening to us later on, as we're on LinkedIn Live at the moment, you can see these on our social media pages, on our LinkedIn page, Twitter page, and Facebook page, as well as our Instagram page, and our website at cyberhubengage.com. CISA also shared tips on how to secure enterprise virtual private networks in response to the increasing numbers of employees working from home as well. CISA advise organization to keep their VPN software, network devices, and users' devices up to date. Make sure you're updating those. Alert their employees of any phishing attacks. And like I said on Monday, something I'm doing is I've set up a separate group to communicate any COVID-19 or Wuhan virus updates to our teams in the several organizations where I serve as a CISO. This allows me to maintain a line of communication, realizing that they're never going to get anything through email from myself or upper management through email in order to ensure that they don't click on any links. We've also set up different email filters around the COVID-19 pandemic to ensure that those mails don't hit the inboxes of employees. Make sure you do that. Many providers, including Google, Microsoft, Adobe, Zoom, and LogMeIn, are now offering free licenses of or enhanced versions of their software during this outbreak at a very, very low cost in order to help people get through this situation we're in. So that's that. And now to our final story, where Adobe has released security updates for Adobe Acrobat and Adobe Reader that fix numerous vulnerabilities ranging from information disclosure to arbitrary code execution. Adobe usually releases these updates once a month, but this month nothing was released on the patch Tuesday. So today, Adobe has released security updates that fix 13 vulnerabilities, with 4 rated as important, as delete information disclosure or privilege escalation. You can see those on the screen now, or you can see them on our website or social media. The other 9 are rated as critical because they could allow an attacker to create malicious PDFs or other malicious actions that could exploit these vulnerabilities to execute commands on the affected computer. The vulnerabilities fixed in the security bulletin for Adobe Acrobat and Reader security updates are now available. Also recommended user upgrades to the latest versions of Acrobat DC, Acrobat Reader DC, Acrobat 2017, Adobe Reader 2017, Acrobat 2015, and Acrobat Reader 2015. That's it for our daily cyber briefing today, folks. We're getting through this. We're almost there. Yes, it's a challenging time, and for those with little kids at home, I pray for your sanity. Go take a walk into your backyard, just breathe. Take some time to listen to your favorite music, listen to the jazz flute, or just, read a book and maybe switch off with your wife, giving each other some sanity tips. More tips every single time we're live on here. Also, make sure you tune into our cyber and life discussions that we're going to be hosting live with all of you. Anyone can join in. We can talk cyber, we can talk life, we can just have a cup of coffee, a whiskey, a beer, whatever your drink of choice is. Join us for those segments. You can register on our website for those as well, and you'll get an email notification with a link to the meeting, and you can join us there. That's it for me here today, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks so much for tuning in live on LinkedIn, as we've finally been let into the Cool Kids Club on LinkedIn Live. Until tomorrow, make sure you follow this page, share this update with your friends and loved ones, and we'll be back with more tomorrow. Until tomorrow, folks, stay cyber safe.